what I did, you guys can use as much clay as you want, but since I have a big hammerhead here, I figured I'd make a little one. I guess but what I did was I took 2 different colors and I just mixed them together, okay? So I just mixed them together. I can understand it fully. So, to start, what I did, you guys can use as much clay as you want, but since I have a big hammerhead here, I figured I'd make a little one. I guess a baby hammerhead, or a smaller one. They have different sizes of different species or different sizes. So, but what I did was I took 2 different colors and I just mixed them together, okay? So I just mixed them together and squished them into a big ball. So that's what I had right here. So if you guys want to do that, and you get a ball of clay, okay? So again, mine is going to be a little bit smaller, but if you want yours to be larger, you just add more clay. Like Jeremy here.
That's what you gotta do, right?
He's going to be making quite a big one. It's going to be about the same size as this because his the balls that he has are a little bit larger. Yeah. So, to start, so what I did, sorry, I'm like 1 step ahead of you. I just had my stuff prepared, but what you're going to do is you're going to break your clay. Why are you laughing? So you're going to break your clay. You're going to take a big piece, okay, off of that whole chunk. So you're going to take a big piece off. We're not going to roll our pieces yet. We're just going to break them up. So you're going to get a big piece. And then you're going to get 4 kind of pieces that are a little bit smaller than that, okay? And those are going to be for the fins. We have 4 big fins. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these pieces are going to be for those, okay? This big piece is going to be your body. Those 4 ones are going to be the big fins. And then you're going to get 2 balls that are a little bit smaller than these ones. Sorry, Sean's laughing and it's making me laugh. It's like the contagious laugh thing, you know? Okay, so we have these 4 ones, and then we have 2 ones that are just a little bit smaller, okay? So not much of a size difference there, okay? And then we want 2 little ones, okay? So we're gonna have a total of 4, 1 big one, 4 of the medium-sized ones, 2 of the smaller than medium, and then 2 of the really, really tiny ones, okay? And once you have those pieces, we're gonna roll them into balls. Jeremy, do you wanna start rolling yours into balls as well? So I hope you guys can see everything okay? But we're gonna roll those. So my big one I'm rolling into a ball, and that is gonna be my body. So this is gonna be kind of a cool and colorful shark. It's got those different blues in there, okay? For people who are on YouTube. Can you guys see everything okay? Gentile, can they see everything okay? Yeah. Okay. So this is one of our medium balls. And if you guys need to like make them smaller or bigger, then you can just kind of rip clay off of like the bigger one or any of these others to resize them. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Or as long as you have these 4 ones that are pretty big and then those 2 tiny ones in the back. So I'm gonna get these rolled up and then I will wait up for you guys to make sure that we're all on the same page, and I'll give you guys a little bit of hammerhead facts. So while we do this, some species of hammerhead sharks are at risk of extinction, actually. So all that means is that they're at risk of being wiped out. So some species of hammerheads are basically on the verge of disappearing completely from the ocean, which is kind of scary, right? So that could mean like generations down the line, they may never they may never have lived when hammerheads were still around, you know? Kind of a crazy thing to think about. Another thing, or actually 2 of the reasons that they mainly get wiped out is, so there's something called shark fin trading. And there are certain parts of the world where people actually eat shark fins and they love eating shark fins. And it's illegal in some places. but people still do it. They still hunt sharks and they still use them for their fins. So that's one of the reasons that they're disappearing. And another reason is actually because they get caught in nets with other fish. So when fishermen are fishing, accidentally, sharks will get taken up in the nets and then they die. So, okay, so here I have everything. And I'll wait up for you guys. When you guys are, oh, Grace, the monitor isn't on. No. I'm just waiting for Jeremy here to roll. Can everybody on YouTube see?
No, we can still see it.
Yeah, I just can't see it on the monitor. I just want to see that everybody's... Yeah, you rolled a big one. Perfect. I just can't see them though. Do you guys just want to give a thumbs up when you are at where I'm at, and then we'll keep going? While we wait, I will give you another fact here. So, no other creature in the world has a head like hammerhead sharks. And because of the size of their head, they can find prey easier. So actually, because they have the bigger heads, and because they kind of stick out this far, they're able to see prey a lot quicker, or a lot easier, right? So they can actually catch fish easier. So how are you guys doing? Does everybody have all their pieces? All rolled up? Yeah? Looks like Mel's got hers rolled. Joanne, are you there yet? Darren? Yeah, Darren's got his too. Tom, what about you? Oh, hold on, Tom. We'll unmute you. What was that, Tom?
How many balls do you have?
Okay, so I have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Do you see the different sizes that they range in?
Does it matter how big or small?
You'll need 2 tiny ones.
I got this one.
And then it's okay if you have 6 that are the same size. Like, that's fine. So if it's easier, just make 6 the same size, 2 really tiny ones, and then 1 big one. If that's easier for you, okay? So we'll go on to the next step. So what we're going to do next is with this big one, we're going to roll it, okay? And we're going to make it nice, not too flat, but we're going to roll it out like this, okay? And then you see how I have the body of my shark bent? Because they kind of like the ocean, or the motion of them swimming in the water, it's kind of like this. They kind of whip their body back and forth. So what I did was I just added a curve to my shark, so it looks like it's kind of in the motion of swimming.
That's so smart.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So then I'm just gonna curve it. So it's not quite gonna look like a C, but almost. And then I'm just gonna set it down there, okay? So I'll wait for you guys to do that. Just give me a thumbs up when you're there. And I will give you another hammerhead shark fact. So this big fin on the back, it's called their dorsal fin. Dorsal just means that it's on the back. So that's the name of the big fin, the dorsal fin. And it's like a sailboat for a fish. So basically what it does is that it helps keep the shark balanced. And the fins on the side of their body help them to steer. So this keeps them balanced, and these kind of steer them so that they're not kind of like falling over and moving all over the place. Okay. So now we're gonna do our next step. So we'll take the 4 that we're gonna use as all these big fins, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of flatten them. And then you're gonna give it like a point like this. So I flattened it. I made it kind of pointy. And then flat on the bottom there. Or what you can do even is just make it look like a triangle. Might be easier to do this. So you just make it look like a triangle. for now. And then when we put it on the back of the fish, then we'll do the bending, okay? But right now, if it's easier, just make it look like a triangle. So make 4 triangles. Okay. Got 2 of them. So here's another fun fact for you guys. So there are different species of hammerheads. So basically not all hammerheads are giant like this. There are some small ones. And smaller hammerhead species only eat crab, shrimp, and seagrass. And they live in the warm, shallow water instead of deep in the ocean.
What?
So basically what's kind of cool actually is that they're the only omnivorous sharks known to exist. So basically an omnivore is something that eats both other animals or meat and plants. So small hammerheads are really the only species of fish or shark that eat grass too. So it's kind of cool. So do your 4 triangles. And then with larger hammerheads, they pretty much just eat animals. They don't eat grass at all. And what they do sometimes is they'll eat stingrays. And they'll use their head they'll go along the bottom of the water and they'll use their head and they will trap stingrays on the bottom of the ocean floor with their heads. So they use their heads to squish them. Okay, so I've got 3 triangles here. Jeremy, you want to get your triangles made?
I cannot do triangles.
Here, give it a try. So you're just gonna flatten them? Come on, give it a try.
I know.
Here, look, I'll show you how to do the first one. Yeah, Allie? Look. Yeah, what's up, Allie? Let's see. Oh, you gotta hold it up a little bit higher. Let's see. Oh, a little bit higher, Allie. Nice, that looks awesome. Wow, look at you. You're like a couple steps ahead of us. You're quick, hey? Look, Jeremy, so you do the flat piece, and then you just shape it into a triangle. No, it looks good, Allie. I like it. You just make it into a triangle like that, Jer.
I'm good.
Just try it. And then if you need more help after, then when all this is done, then we can go
But I
back.
am bleeding.
Here, you want to flatten them then at least for now? And then we'll go back to it. Okay, so I'm just finishing my triangles here. Oh, Tom's got a question. One sec, Tom, we're gonna unmute you. Okay, go ahead. You're done? Oh.
How did you do it?
So the way that I did it was I just had them, I flattened them and they're in a circle shape.
I've been trying to ask.
Okay, so this is a good way to do it. So I have it in a circle. Then I'm gonna take my fingers, kind of like this. And I'm gonna flatten the sides. So it kind of pushes down like that.
Squeeze it.
So you like squeeze it on the sides. And then I just use my table to flatten those edges. And then it looks more sharp like a triangle.
Tight like a tiger.
You go what?
Tight like a tiger.
Okay. So now we are going to do the next step here. So now we're going to start with the dorsal fin, the one on the back. And you're going to put it right on the back. And you're going to push it in there good. Okay? And then what I do is I take my finger, because you see how you see the line there? I just take my finger and I slide my finger along there so that you can't really see the gap between the clay. Okay?
Derek, do you have? I think Derek has a question.
Oh, Derek, you got a question?
Oh, there's only a few things I have on my
What was that, Derek? Sorry?
I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't have very much clay left?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think next week we're going to be sending out more clay.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to go back and rewatch that video. Or you can take apart some of your other clay animals and make this as well. What? Yeah, whatever you decide.
I just figured
No, it's good to let us know because then now we know to send you more clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for telling us that. So then we'll make sure to send more out next week, okay? Okay, so now once you have the triangle on the back, I take it and I bend it. So I bend it like that to kind of give it more of like a fin shape. So I just bent the triangle that way, okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing with the other one on the back. So I'm just gonna attach the triangle there. Okay, then I'm gonna bend it again. Okay, so now I've got two fins there. So you add one there, one there. So one triangle there, and then you bend the tops. And I'll wait for you guys to catch up there. If it's easier too, you could just start it out being flat like this and doing it. Okay. So like that. And then I'll let you guys catch up there, and I'll give you another fact about hammerheads. So sharks that are hammerheads, they like to travel in schools, which means that they like to travel as big groups. But what's interesting is that only hammerhead sharks like to travel in schools. No other species of shark like to. Sharks like to be by themselves. They're usually moving around and traveling alone. But for some reason, it's hammerheads that like to be in groups. So that's kind of cool. So once you have this, is everybody good? Do we have this for the most part? Yeah? Okay. So now, you're going to take the other triangles, and we're going to add them to the back there, okay? Here we go. And then when you have them back there.
Karen has a question.
Yeah.
Karen,
Go ahead.
Can you unmute yourself then?
Karen, what's your question?
There you go.
I'm just letting you guys know that like we've got a lot going on. Thursday is somebody's birthday, so we're just leaving and we'll watch on YouTube and make it tomorrow.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but I think we will be back for 2 o'clock chat.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll see you guys at 2 then.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Bye, Barbara.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Derek has a question again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Derek, go ahead.
Oh,
It's a hammer with a head. Hammerhead.
Why are you saying bye to Barbara?
Where'd my head go?
So now, remember how we curved these two pieces? We're gonna do the same with these ones. We're gonna curve them backwards. Curve them backwards. Okay? And now we're gonna take our other pieces and we're gonna make triangles again. More triangles. I accidentally did mine backwards. I put the big ones back here. They're supposed to be up here, but that's okay. As long as you got your fins on there. So more triangles. This one isn't that bad. It's just lots of triangles that you're making with clay. Okay. So another fun fact, some hammerhead sharks can be 10 to 12 feet long and can weigh 300 pounds.
No way.
10 to 12 feet tall. That's
Tall?
like, or long, sorry. Tall, long,
Like, that's a tall fish.
long lengthwise. That's like stacking 2 basketball players.
1.5. maybe.
1.5, 2, depending how tall your basketball player is, I guess. Okay, so now that we have 2 more triangles here, I'm gonna add them to the side up there by the dorsal fin, okay? Which was the top fin, if you guys remember. Da-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Our sharks being made, it's coming together. Okay. I'll wait for you guys to catch up here. I'm just gonna add my last fin and then I'll give you guys a minute. Here's another fun fact. This was my favorite fact actually about sharks. I had no idea that this was a thing. So there's one species of hammerhead shark and it can actually tan. I had no idea that sharks could tan. But what's cool is that for the most part, when like people tan, it can be cancerous. But hammerhead sharks, their tans are not cancerous. So they can tan as much as they possibly could, and they will actually never develop cancer, which is interesting.
It's the type of skin they have, right? That's why it's not bad for them.
Something like that, yeah. But the only time that they tan is when they're in shallow water. So for example, if you have like hammerhead sharks in a pool of water in the zoo, let's say, and they're in like a small pool of water that's shallow, then they're gonna tan very easily. And they go from like a beige color to this rich chocolate brown. So they really tan, which is kind of cool. I had no idea.
Are you jealous that they get so tan?
Yes, because I never tan. I just burn. They skip the burn phase. They just tan. So now that I got that, I'll wait for you guys and just give me your thumbs up when you're ready for the next one. So here is another fact. So with most fish, they lay eggs, but hammerheads don't. So they can give birth to anywhere between 6 and 50 pups. They're called pups, baby hammerheads, but basically they can give birth from 6 to 50 of them, which is kind of crazy. So one mother hammerhead can have 50 babies. It's kind of crazy to think about. It's a lot of hammerheads.
It's a lot of midnight feedings. No?
Tough crowd, Sean. Your joke, I guess, wasn't
Right,
that
Tom?
funny.
It's a lot of midnight feedings, right, Tom?
How are you guys doing? Is it coming along?
Well, I'm not done my fins yet.
That's okay. We can wait. My back fins, I'm gonna make them a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna rip a piece of clay off.
So
They're
Tom,
supposed to be kind of tiny, but
So Tom, you're not quite finished.
haha, get it? Cause fins? Cause
Oh.
sharks have fins? I have to explain your joke because it's not
Taylor just.
that funny.
That was a funny
I know,
joke.
Tom. You always get the dad jokes.
Okay, who thought that was a funny joke? Thumbs up. Come on, who out there is? Oh yeah, see. Thanks, Mel's dad. He's a dad. He understands. He understands. He's picking up what I'm putting down.
Took me a long time to have Sean's dad joke click in my head, and now, as soon as he says it, just right away.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse.
As soon as you have children, you know, it kind of just comes naturally.
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
I
They
always
just-
ask him. Why isn't mom jokes a thing?
Because moms are serious. Moms are way
They
too
mean
serious.
business.
They're all about the business.
Okay, so once you guys catch up, I just changed the size of my fins here, guys. I just wanted my back fins to be a little bit tinier, but do whatever. To each their own. Make it look however you want. So now, these ones, I'm gonna flatten. If you guys are all kind of catching up, I'm gonna flatten these last pieces, and I'm gonna first just make them like kind of flat like that, okay? Both of them. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is the head of the shark, you're gonna flatten it out a little bit, okay? Make it nice and flat. See how I took the end and I just like pushed my fingers on it and flattened it out a little bit? That's what you guys are gonna do, okay? Just flatten it a tiny bit. Oops, you guys can't see that. Perfect. Okay. So our next step, now with these little flat pieces, you're just gonna pop them on the side of the head and attach them, and then we'll shape them once they're attached. I love this hammerhead shark. He's got a bunch of different colors to him, or not colors, but he's got a bunch of different like, I don't know how to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Textures.
Patterns? Yeah.
Textures.
Yeah.
Skin ailments.
No.
No.
He's a beautiful shark.
About 10 minutes left.
Okay. Well, once we've got those pieces stuck on
Tom's
the
asking a
side of the head.
question.
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, Tom. Go ahead.
What do you think of my shark? I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I love it, Tom. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got my mom to help me because I was having problems trying to view it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you need a little bit of help, that's okay. No, it looks really good, Tom. I like that you made him a black shark. He's gonna be able to hide in the water really easily. Hunt at night when no other fish can see him.
Some sharks are dark colors.
Yeah, they are different colors. Like, remember how I said, like, some of them are gray, and then I talked about, like, some of them are beige, right? And they can change to that, like, chocolate brown. Depending on the species, yeah, they're different colors. So you can make your shark any color you want. And you know what? I'm sure in time there'll be a green shark, purple shark. Who knows? Maybe not, but.
What?
My dad gets good jokes too.
That's good. See? See?
Dads just get it, you know?
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate that, buddy.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, so once you guys get to that stage, so all I'm gonna do is at like the base of that, I'm just gonna squish it a little bit. Just squish it in. Make it nice and thin, and then flatten the top a little bit, okay? So it's gonna look like that.
Wake up.
Just flatten
I'm
it.
awake.
No, you weren't. You were snoring.
I'm not snoring.
You were out cold.
There we go. And then what you can do is if you have more clay laying around, you can add eyes, but when you're adding the eyes, make sure that you're adding them to this part because their eyes are actually right here on the sides of their head. They can literally see everything around them. You try and sneak up on this guy, it's not happening. Not at all.
Let's tell them about this fact.
Okay, so my favorite fact about sharks. Oh, Sean! Okay, so my favorite fact about sharks. So this applies to like, not just hammerheads, this actually applies to all sharks. Okay, so first, hammerheads, they have a there are very few recorded attacks on people. So hammerheads don't actually attack people. It's not super common that shark attacks happen, but they do happen sometimes. And the reason actually that it happens, it's not because they want to hunt people. They don't really care about the taste of people. They don't want to kill people. They don't want to hurt people. What actually happens is that they think that people are seals, okay? So it especially happens with surfers, and they see a surfer, their legs kind of dangling in the water, and they think that they're a seal. So they jump in and they attack. So something interesting is that there's this deadly sea snake. Sean made it for me right here. So a deadly sea snake that is black and white and striped like this, okay? And it actually attacks sharks, and it's venomous. So when a shark sees a snake or just that black and white pattern, it gets scared and it will not come anywhere close to that, okay? So what some scientists are doing, which I think is super smart, is that they've actually created like wetsuits, which is a suit for surfing, that are black and white. So they have surfing suits that are these colors. And they're hoping, they're still doing research, but they're hoping that these suits are gonna help surfers in the water and actually protect them from getting attacked because sharks are gonna be scared of them. It's kind of cool.
I got a question, Taylor.
Yeah, of course.
Are those snakes black and white, or are they white and black?
You know what, Sean? I'm not sure.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Good question.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay, how's everybody doing? Oh, Tom's got a question?
Hold it, Tom.
Go ahead, Tom.
No, it's actually not a question. It's actually
It's a
about your sharks.
Yeah?
When they actually had a documentary from I think it was 2003 to 2015.
Uh-huh.
There's tons of shark attacks,
Yeah.
and from I think it was Hurricane Katrina stirred up a bunch of sediment,
Yeah.
and then that's why the sharks were attacking so many people.
Yeah, because they get like closer to the shore, you're right. And there's like a lot of, what was that?
I think it's all the sediment.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, let's go attack people.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
Killing people like crazy.
what happened too when that happened was that a lot of seals actually moved closer to land. So there's a lot more seals now on beaches and stuff or near beaches. So they come around the beaches now too because they know that seals are going to be around there. So then they mistake people for seals a lot now. So they don't actually even mean to harm people. It just happens because they mistake people for seals.
So pretty much the sharks are going to seal their fate. No?
When was Hurricane Katrina?
I think Hurricane Katrina was 2005? That was the one in Louisiana, right? Is that the big one that hit like Louisiana? I think it was like 2000.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What